Hey guys, welcome back. Before I jump into today's video, I just want to give you guys a quick little update on why my upload schedule has been sort of out of whack these days. And ever since I moved into this new place, I've been trying to figure out my lighting situation and just getting the best possible footage for you guys. And lately I haven't been loving my footage just because I haven't nailed the lighting situation just yet, but I feel like I finally am getting the hang of it and I'm starting to like my footage more and more, whereas before I would film something and then trash it because I just didn't like the quality and couldn't stand the thought of putting out a video that was not a great quality for you guys. So I just wanted to give you guys that brief update so you're not wondering where I've been, or I don't want you guys thinking that I'm neglecting you guys or my videos. It's just that the content for me has to be great. I can't put out something that I don't truly love. With that being said, I'm gonna jump into today's video, which is gonna be all about the brand new custom enhancer drops from Cover FX. I'm sure you guys have seen these everywhere because they are such a popular item right now, or maybe you haven't seen them because they have been sold out at a ton of Sephora's and Sephora.com. They're just such an amazing product, which makes sense why they keep selling out. And did you guys even know that there were this many shades? I seriously thought there was just 2 illuminating shades and that was it. So I'm gonna be going over all the different shades, swatches, a demo, and review. So if you guys are interested and wanna hear some more about this product, keep on watching. All right, I'm gonna start off by going over all the technical stuff first, just to get that out of the way. So the custom enhancer drops come in a little dropper bottle like this, and it is 0.5 fluid ounces, so it's not even an entire ounce, and it retails for $42. And so far I've only seen it on Sephora.com and in Sephora stores. They probably have it on CoverFX.com as well, but I'll make sure to include all that information in the description box below, as well as links to where you can purchase these products. And before you guys start saying that $42 is a lot for 0.5 fluid ounces, I will say that the pigment inside this bottle is so extremely concentrated, meaning it's pretty much just pure pigment. This should last you a really long time. Whether you mix it into your foundation, apply it after, whatnot, I'll get into that in a little bit. You shouldn't have to use more than 1 drop per makeup application, so it will last you a really long time. Again, it comes in 6 different shades, 2 being bronzers, which I had no clue there were even bronzers in this collection, and 4 being illuminators. And within this shade range, there is definitely a color out there for everyone. Whether you want to bronze up or illuminate, I promise you, you will be able to work with one of these 6 pigments. So now I'm going to go into the swatches. The first one is Sunset. This is one of the bronzers. This is definitely on the darker side. It's going to be someone with my skin tone and darker. But I do love using a liquid bronzer like this one to darken up a foundation that you might already own. So over summer, you tend to get darker and you don't want to have to keep buying new foundations. So instead, I like to add a couple drops of this bronzer to deepen up an existing foundation. The bronzer does have a slight shimmer in it, but not one that is too illuminating like the actual illuminators in this collection. Same thing with Sunkissed. So Sunkissed is the lighter bronzer of the 2. This is for someone with my skin tone and lighter. Again, you can use this to deepen up a foundation. You'd have to start off with a foundation that is much more fair in order to be able to deepen it up with this liquid bronzer. Again, it has a slight shimmer, but not one that is too strong like the illuminators. And this one I actually like to apply to my skin to add a little bit of warmth all over once I've applied my foundation. Next, there is Candlelight, and this is the darker illuminator, which is interesting because when I read Candlelight, I thought it would be a softer, much lighter illuminator. But this is definitely an illuminator for someone with a medium to darker skin tone, and it definitely has a bronzing effect if I were to use it. Anyone with my skin tone and lighter, it would look a little more bronzy versus a highlight, and it would be a much more shimmery bronzer. So this is a great illuminator for someone, again, with a medium to darker skin tone. Next up, I have Sunlight, and I think this is going to be the most universal of all the illuminators because it has that golden undertone to it. It's the one that I actually have on my skin today, and it's just a really pretty golden illuminator. Next, I have Moonlight, and this one is for your medium to lighter skin tones. It's got much more, I don't want to use the word silver, but it has more of that iridescent finish, not so much of a golden undertone. This one's going to be great for someone with a warm pink undertone. And then finally we have Celestial, and this one is definitely the most intense highlighter I have ever seen. It's just like bam, in your face. Great for someone with a really fair skin tone. If I were to use it, it would just look like a streak of foil on my face because it is that intense. So now I'm going to go over the different ways I would use these custom enhancer drops. The first technique is mixing the drops into your foundation for an all-over glow. The first time I did this, I put, I think, 2 to 3 drops, and it was way too many. I looked like the highlighter challenge, even though I wasn't doing the highlighter challenge. It was just too intense. So really, all you need is 1 drop in order to mix it into your foundation and cover your entire skin with it. And for the demo, I used the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation in the liquid, so I could really show you guys how it would amp up a semi-matte foundation. I didn't want to mix it with a dewy or a glowy foundation because I felt like that would defeat the purpose. So this is what the custom enhancer drop in the shade Sunlight looks with the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation, which is a semi-matte foundation. The next technique I tried out was mixing it in with my concealer when highlighting. And this for me didn't turn out so well. I thought it looked a little patchy on the skin, especially because you end up setting those areas with powder, and it just didn't look as nice as I thought I would. And I did use the lighter shade. I used, I think, either Celestial or Moonlight to mix it in with my Born This Way concealer, which I love from Too Faced, but together in the highlighted areas, it was a little too much for me. For some reason, when you mix it with a foundation and set with powder, it looks fine, but when it's concentrated into a concealer like that, it didn't look that great. So just keep that in mind if you consider mixing it into whatever concealer you're gonna be using to highlight your face. As for the bronzers, again, I mentioned the first way I like to use the bronzers, either mix them into a foundation to deepen up the color, or you can apply them all over for a bit of warmth, which is what I like Sunkissed for. So in the demo, I'm using Sunkissed on a beauty blender to just apply it to the general areas you would apply a bronzer to add a little bit of warmth, give you that really summery, bronzed, sun-kissed look. And you'll notice with all the techniques that I'm using, I'm always using a beauty blender. I find that a beauty blender gave me a really seamless application, but do be warned that a beauty blender does like to absorb product. So maybe apply it to your skin first and then tap it in if you're gonna be applying it just to the high points afterwards, because the beauty blender does tend to soak up a lot of the product, which leads me to my next and final technique, which is applying it to the high points after your makeup is done. So when I was reading the little info sheet that Cover FX sent in the package, I was really intrigued where it said you can apply it on top of powder. And that normally is a huge no-no for a cream highlight. And these are not cream highlighters. These are pure pigments. So I had to give it a shot because I was like, okay, if I apply this after powder, it's gonna look cakey. That's just the first thought that popped into my head. And so I took my beauty blender and applied Moonlight to the high points of my face, and it looked amazing. I was really shocked. I was like, it's just gonna create a huge mess and make it cakier, but because it is a pure pigment, it just goes on really, really nicely. So I highly recommend these products if you struggle with cream highlighters and always get a patchy application. Try the Cover FX enhancer drops for that added glow on the high points of the face after your makeup application, and you will be completely satisfied, I promise. It looks so good. All right guys, that sums up my review, demo, swatches, and all the information I think I could possibly give about these products. Again, they are amazing. Let's start a conversation in the comment section below. If you guys have any questions about them, I will definitely try to answer them as best as I can. And if you have tried them, let me know your thoughts down below as well. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so I see you in the next one. Bye guys.